Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, August 26th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds. TSLY, CONY, Nvidia, Misty, SMCY, PLTY, and HOOY. I don't know. Am I going to do that every video? Maybe. So, before we even get started, there's a problem with the trades. The intraday trades download is not working, unfortunately. I was hoping it would be up by this morning, and it is not. So when you click intraday trades download, which, by the way, this is where you get the trades on the YieldMax website towards the bottom, you can see that it pulls up this screen. It's a very unhappy piece of paper, right? And it refused to connect. So obviously there's something going on with their intraday trades. They're aware of it, and hopefully they fix it today before the new trades pop up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Of course, I'm in the office today, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I'll if whatever they did yesterday, if it affects, you know, if it's big changes, I'll try to cover them, at least for Misty. Although I'm not sure if Misty had a trade or not, because I'm not showing. I'm showing a little change, but I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow. But regardless of that, obviously this video may be a little quicker than usual, and not as useful, but we'll just cover it via the holdings. Roddy the Cricket is back. I'm not sure if you quite hear him. I know a couple people went crazy last video. They kept looking for a cricket in their own house or where they were at. But no, that's over here. That's Roddy the Cricket. He's a special guest that appears towards the end of summer into the fall. He likes to hang out with us. So welcome, Roddy. All right. Anyway, so let's go over Misty. Misty has 5 synthetics. Well, we knew that. Whatever. Let's move on. Let's go right to the weeklies tab. How did MSTR do? They went down 4.17%. MSTY, they went down 3.53%. So hey, not bad, not bad. Again, MSTR keeps going down. Bitcoin's going down. So hey, it is what it is. Hopefully, we'll start shooting to the moon soon. But it just don't feel like that right now. All right. What else? Again, no trades, so I can't really show you anything here. So when there is trades, I will let you know. All right. So what about outstanding shares? Well, I have an update to that because the holdings download was updated. There was an increase of 1.3 million. All right. Now, recap real quick. Again, we said Misty, it's at 1693. MSTR is at 343.20. 30-day IV, 56%. That's an increase from yesterday, so that's good. 7-day IV, 76%, baby. That's right, 76%. So hopefully, we can see a little more of that. We can see that consistently, but I don't know, man. By the way, if the audio goes like low then high, I keep moving forward and backward towards my my laptop because I'm like slouched down. Anyway, outstanding shares 285 mil. Total net income zero. Why? Well, again, Monday started the new cycle, the new 4-week cycle. Obviously, we didn't have trade, so there's no income. So again, anything added for this week will go into the following distribution. So the distribution shows 0. The daily income shows 0. This, that, the other thing. Everything's 0. So don't worry. That'll be updated tomorrow. All right. So how you doing, MSTR funds? Well, let's see. Let's see how they all did. I either got to get a lower chair or something to put this food tray up. All right. MSTR, they went down 4.17%. MSTY, they went down 3.53%. Okay. We know that. How'd winter do? Good. They went up 3.4%. So they're working as intended. All right. How about IMST? They went down a little more. They went down 3.95%. MST went down 7.51%. MS2 went down 3.16%. And then last but not least, MSTW, they went down 4.87%. So the winner is MS2. They went down the least. Everything went down, of course, except winter. We don't count winter, though. We just keep it on here to see how it works. But MS2 went down the least of these bullish, we'll call them MSTR funds. All right. Reaction, missing data. Also, I should have pictured Will Rind here. I just want to give another quick thank you to him. Good sport, showing up early. Again, he's in the same time zone as me, so he had to get up at the crack of dawn. It looks like he was in the office too. I'm not sure if that's just his background, but I just want to say a big thank you to him as well. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I interviewed him yesterday on the morning show with Rod. Again, this is a new series I'm doing once a week instead of the Monday recap. And I've done 2 interviews so far. This 3rd episode, but only 2 interviews. And I think it's moving smooth. I think it's going to be good. It's exhausting mentally. I'm not going to lie. It's a little different when you're throwing yourself on camera on the Monday, interviewing someone versus just going live and be like, blah, blah, blah. Right. So I gotta get used to that part. But I think so far so good. You guys can let me know though. Yeah, feedback is always welcome, guys. I know you're a little quiet on that lately, and it's fine because you know it's just like blah, right? Same crap. But yeah, let me know, man. I need the feedback to see like, is the morning show here to stay, or is this like a failed project here? All right. So how you doing, payment wise? Well, again, there's no payment. So but there is a distribution being announced tomorrow, Wednesday morning, right? What are they going to declare? Again, you have to watch my guesstimate video to get an idea, but I'll give you a hint. I couldn't go under $1. All right. I just couldn't do it. I don't care if I'm wrong. I am stubborn and I want over $1. It can't be under $1. Let's not do it yet. I feel like we can like beat it. We can beat it. We can never pay under $1. But again, it's up to MSTR and what it does and this and that and the other thing. But I'm probably wrong. Who knows? Who cares? All right. Let's check out the Misty Holdings. How you doing? Let's see. They got synthetic positions over here, right? And are they gold diggers? I mean, I guess. What is MSTR at? It's at 343. I mean, yeah, these are pretty much gold diggers, all of them. You take my money. That's all I'll do. Don't worry, I won't say anymore. Roddy the Cricket got scared, I think. But these expire on September 19th and October 17th. So we will keep an eye out for those suckers. What about our covered calls? Let's see how we're doing here. Again, these did get updated. So no, well, I can't say no change because I don't have a picture of what yesterday was. Actually, I do on my phone, I think, right? Unless I deleted it. Let's see. Yeah, no, I deleted it. Yeah, I deleted it. All right. Doesn't matter. But our lowest strike is 355. It's 3.44% out of the money. Our highest strike is 372.50. That's 8.54% out of the money. Okay. Are they safe? I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, MSTR had a pretty big down day yesterday. So we'll just see. We'll keep an eye on things and we'll go from there. 4 trading days to go until the expiration date on Friday. Can't believe freaking Monday, the next Monday, Labor Day. Like, good God. Summer's over, man. It's freaking depressing. All right. The value of this fund is 4.8 bill. The NAV is 16.93. And the trade price, same. Okay, Cletus. All right. Again, the synthetics, they're worth negative. Prognosis negative, as you know. Synthetic contracts, they total 139,000. Total contracts sold. This is not adding up to what I have in the weeklies, which is why I said I'm not sure if they did or did not have a trade yesterday. But I'm showing that 70% of the position has covered calls. All right. Which means 30%, well, to be exact, 29.61% is uncovered, which should move directly 1-for-1 with the underlying, right? I did pull up Market Watch. And the pre-market, at least as of what time is it? 5:13 a.m. It's showing to be very little green. It's up 0.03%. Obviously, that means nothing. It's 5 a.m. Market opens at 9:30. So, take it for what it's worth. But it's all we got right now, bro. We're recording at 5 a.m. What do you want from us, right? Anyway, the credit call spread, they got 53% with credit call spreads of the 70. All right, in case they get a little cappity doodah, they got some backup, bro. To help them out. One thing I'm considering actually just getting rid of is going over the holdings on the various funds here. But I still want to do like the MSTR funds comparison, just not the holdings, because it doesn't really matter. And I don't think people are interested. But since we have time today, we'll just look at IMST. This call expires on Friday, 8/29. It's 6.35% out of the money. So that looks to be okay. And then their other calls are, long dated. They expire 9/19. So they expire actually with their synthetic position. So that's interesting. But they're 16, 19, 22% out of the money. So no worries on those. MS2, whatever, the holdings aren't updated. Again, another reason I don't want to keep track of freaking holdings formulas anymore. So I'm going to cut these out. And the focus is just going to be on Misty holdings. We'll track the movement of these. But as far as the holdings, it's just, I think it's a waste at this point. All right. So anyway, again, that's the update on Misty. Now we're going to go into the other funds. However, the only issue is there's no trades to talk about. And yes, they had trades. Okay. Some of them had trades for sure. And I know that because the freaking holdings information moved around like a pain in the ass. All right. Oh my God, I didn't Zoom for you guys. Crap. My bad. No time to redo it. I already started late. Sorry about that, bros. All right. So anyway, obviously, yeah, I have to do 150 right now because I'm just on the laptop. So what do we got here? Tesla, how you doing? How you doing? They went up 1.9% yesterday. All right. Tesla went up 1.24%. That sucks because that's a 65% capture. Ew, bro. Okay, well, let's look at their synthetic first before we get to their covered calls. Their synthetic is at 290 and at 295, and Tesla's at 346. So this thing is worth some serious bank. All right, and we'll get into those numbers on the bottom. Now, let's look at the covered calls. Yep, as expected, in the money. We are in the money. 2 of them are in the money, and then like 4 of them are out of the money. So they decided, although they could have closed some, I don't know. Again, we don't have the trade, so it doesn't really help us. But before even that, let's just see where Tesla's headed today. Tesla was pretty green yesterday. All right, it's red. It's red in the pre-market. It's down 0.44%. All right, so that's just something to keep an eye on. And let's see here. Again, the lowest strike is 337.50. It's 2.63% in the money. In the money. I mean, ooh-wee. And then the next one's in the money, but the rest of them are out of the money. But the highest strike is 365, 5% out of the money. Hey, we'll see how the week goes. They didn't rush anything. Again, we don't have the trade, so we don't know if they closed some of them. But, we'll see. Now, what's the value of Tesla? It's a 1.1 bill. So this to give you an idea, if they didn't post their intraday trade, this is what we'd be doing, just this. So it's kind of like getting half the story, which kind of sucks, to be honest. It feels weird not having the trades in front of me. But anyway, the NAV is 805, the trade price 804. Synthetic on paper. Look at this, bro. It's worth $1.35 per share. That is a lot of money considering the fund is an $8 fund right now. So, wow. Wait till they cash that out. All right. Anyway, 30-day IV of Tesla shows 46%. The 7-day forward IV is 52%. So if you base your estimate on that, you'll be getting 29 to 32 cents. All right. Now, if you base it on the income estimate, you'll be getting a whopping penny. However, again, they got the synthetic, which is over $1. So I think your Tesla payment next week, it could be pretty, so pretty. Declaration date, is it going to be the Wednesday of next week? I don't know. We'll check. But as of right now, we'll just say it's 8 days away. All right. So stay tuned for that, Chico. All right. Up next is your boy Nvidia, part of the Nvidia nerds. Let's see how you doing. They went up 1.01% yesterday, and Nvidia went up 0.77%. I mean, that's pretty weak ass capture on a 1% update, to be honest. So I'm guessing they're probably cappity doodah. I don't know. We'll have to check. Again, that was only a 76% capture. All right, let's look at their synthetics real quick. They hold a 165 and a 170. Obviously, if these numbers are below the price of Nvidia, which they are, Nvidia's at 179, then this synthetic is worth money. So when they close it out, whenever that is, it expires 9/19 though. Whenever they close it out, again, if they close it out today, they'd be making money, which is good. All right, so let's take a look. All right, so no actual capity doodah. The lowest strike is 180, and it's 0.11% out of the money, but it's pretty damn close. So obviously, this call got a little more expensive to close, hence why the capture was not 1-to-1. All right, because again, if our covered calls get closer to at the money or get blown through out of the money, it's not gonna make as much as the underlying, and that's covered calls. You limit the upside, you get a pretty premium, but the downside is you're gonna limit your upside. And I know it's only one day. I know it's only one day, but again, we have to understand how these funds work. I think that's honestly the most important part, and I don't mention that enough, to be honest. I always just assume everyone knows, but the most important part is understanding how these funds work so you don't get freaking emotional like on a few red days like we recently had and think, oh my God, these funds suck. Well, is it that the funds suck, or is it that the market's down? Is it that the underlying's down? So if you guys are not understanding some things, you have to let me know so I can dig into further. I understand there's new subscribers all the time, and if they're not understanding something, reach out. I'm here every day. I make a video. All right, anyway, Nvidia, they did go up, or they're up in the pre-market 0.31%. So I just wanted to note that. So obviously these could be in the money at the end of the day, but we don't know. Again, we got 4 trading days, so let's let it be. Let it be. All right, so what's the value of the Nvidia fund? 1.8 bill. All right, it's getting there, almost 2 bill. The NAV is 1690, and the trade price same. Synthetic on the paper $1.23. I mean, that's nice. That's very nice. But again, they're not up yet, so they got time. Their Nvidia's 30-day IV is 44%. Look at this, bro. Their 7-day forward IV is 79%. However, I think it's because they have earnings on Wednesday. Yeah, I believe it's Wednesday. And that's a big day, man. That's a big day. I should do a spaces during that, right? It's not like, well, I'll be in the car, but you guys can let me know. I don't know. Let me know if you want to join a spaces on the commute home on the Wednesday. Then we'll have something to talk about, because Nvidia earnings matters, man. Just like Apple, they move the freaking market. They're gigantic. All right. Anyway, the IV estimates based on these variations, 57 cents to $1.03. Income estimate alone is 31 cents, but Group B, they don't declare for another 15 days. So we will wait for that. All right. We will wait. We'll be very patient. We are very patient people here. All right. Up next, your boy, CONY. All right. Again, do they have trades? Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? We don't have the trades, unfortunately. Again, things happen. So obviously the download did not work, and they did not get it fixed in time. Hopefully, I'll have to get the file regardless, because I need it. I don't want to miss a day, because that kind of screws up everything. But hey, it is what it is. All right. We dealt with this in the past many, many times, and we just move on. So if we end up not having it, it's fine. It's not a big deal. All right. Anyway, coin went down. Oh my God. Wow. They went down. They went down 4.53%. That's a rough day. But again, they kind of move with Bitcoin most of the time. I know they are their own company, so they got their own problems, good news or bad news, right? But they went down 4.53. And CONY went down 3.22. So not as much. So that's good. So not bad there. Now, what about their synthetic position? It's a 320 and coins at 306. However, these synthetics, same strike, but there's two that expire. There's one that expires next month, and then one that expires in August. I'm sorry, October. I can't even talk today. All right. Now let's look at the covered calls. All right. This is the definition of scattered-doo. All right, so their lowest strike is 312.50. Their highest strike is 335. So anywhere from 2 all the way up to 9.48% out of the money. Are these safe? We do not know, right? We do not know. And when we say safe, we say, profitable. Right? Are these going to be profitable? I know some say, who cares? Who cares if they blow through the cover calls? I don't say that. I'm looking to win every damn trade. Everything we do, I want to make money. And that includes selling cover calls. All right. I'm treating it like it's my own damn account. So coin went up or is up in the pre-market 0.56%, 307.63. Again, so far it's okay. Again, we got 4 trading days. We'll see what happens. What's Bitcoin doing? Who the hell knows, man? It's barely moving at all. It's been down lately, but we'll see. The value of the CONY fund is 1.3 bill. The NAV is 684. Trade price off by a penny. Synthetic on paper, it's negative. 30-day IV, 55%. 7-day forward IV, 63. So IV estimate based on that, anywhere from 29 to 34 cents. The income estimate sits at 9 cents, but they're part of Group C, and they don't declare for another 22 days. All right, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Up next is SMCY. Again, we don't have the trades, so we just have the cover based on the holdings. SMCI, how they doing? Well, they went up. They went up 0.43%, and SMCY went up more. Now, that's a beautiful thing. It went up 0.78%. So, good job, SMCY. I think Roddy moved. All right. So what about their synthetic? Their synthetic is not in a good spot. Their 45 is okay. It's at the money. It expires less than a month away. Their 60, bro. Oh, man, that's a gold digger. She take my money. That's it. That's all I'm doing today. But, man, that's a gold digger. That thing is very expensive to close. But, again, they don't have to close it yet. So they got time. We'll see what happens. All right. Here's SMCY. Now, they were in the money, right? They were in the money, so a little down day helped them for sure. But they're still in the money. Their lowest strike price is a 44.16% in the money. And then they got 3 other strikes, anywhere from 0.98% to 4.38% out of the money. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Of course, we will check the pre-market because, again, everyone cares what the pre-market says at 5 a.m., right? Just kidding. Probably just me. But, they're lit. Well, a little red. They're down 0.07%. So, again, keep an eye out for that. Check it yourself when you're watching this video. Do whatever you want. I don't really care. There's Roddy. How you doing, Roddy? All right. So, the value of this fund is 338 mil. The NAV is 1658. And the trade price, a penny off. Synthetic on paper, yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's ugly. The gold digger taking all of our money. 30-day IV, 55%. IV estimate based on that, 66%. So, IV estimate amount. What are we getting paid? I don't know, but the IV estimate shows to be 71 to 85 cents. And don't forget, we have income, baby. We had made income during that 4-week cycle of $1.92. So we getting $1 on SMCY. No doubt about it. We getting $1. Dollar what though? I don't know. I forget what I guess. So, I'll post them today on X though. If you're too lazy to watch the video, you'll see my guesstimates. Although people posted them anyway, so you don't have to even wait for my post because they post it. But it is what it is. Anyway, they do give me credit, so I don't really care if they post it. They post it right after I make the video. But hey, it's all good. They do give me the credit, so I can't complain. All right, declaration date, 1 day away. Unfortunately, I'll be in the office tomorrow too, so I can't go live for the declaration. Yeah, unfortunately. Maybe someone else will. We could join. You can join them, right? All right, so that's the coverage on SMCY. Suckers! Now we go to the PLTY posse. Again, do we have trades? I don't know. I don't know, bro. They didn't download them. All right, I don't know. So how did Palantir do yesterday? They went down 1%. PLTY only went down 0.5%. Perfect. All right, how's their synthetic? They got a 140 synthetic. All right, it expires on 9/19, less than a month away. PLTY sits at what? 150. I'm sorry, Palantir sits at 157, right? So obviously this synthetic is worth good money. But again, we'll keep an eye on that when they cash it out. We'll see what it's worth and all that. What about covered calls? Again, all of these covered calls, by the way, that we're going over, I'm just assuming you know, but I didn't mention it. They expire this Friday. All right. You're typically not going to see covered calls into the following week until at least the Wednesday at the earliest, like Wednesday trades, maybe. But definitely not on the Monday or the Tuesday. But these three trades, 1, 3, and 4% out of the money. Are they safe? We do not know. Again, there's 4 trading days left. We're only 1 day in. We got to keep an eye, covered calls. Let's see. All right. Wow. Palantir's down 1%. It's down 1% to 155. So, okay. That's whatever. It is what it is. Again, we're already out of the money. So down 1%. We'll be out of the money a little more if this keeps up. But again, we'll keep an eye on it. Now, the value of the Palantir fund is 574 mil. The NAV is 60.20. Trade price, it's 9 cents off. But again, whatever. The synthetic on paper, it's worth about 65 mil, which comes to 6.85 per share. Not bad, not bad. 30-day IV of Palantir, 52%. 7-day forward IV, nice right there, 70%. So IV estimate on that, 244 to 327. Again, this thing's always paying good. Well above these numbers too. Income estimate, crappy to do that at the moment, 53 cents. But again, Group B don't declare for another 15 days. And in 15 days, they could cash out this synthetic, and then we could be looking at some bank. I think we're going to get some bank anyway. But, we'll keep an eye out. And last but not least, yes, we did add HOOY. All right, sorry. I keep doing that. I can't help it. I just can't help it. Maybe I'll stop at some point. So how did Robinhood do yesterday? They went down 1.28%. HOOY went down 0.44%. All right. So, I mean, that's pretty damn good. They must have been in the money, right? They must have had calls in the money, but we'll have to check. All right. So, what about their synthetic real quick? It's at a 105. Robinhood's at 107. And their synthetic expires next month. No, October. So we don't really care about that at all. Yeah, it doesn't look like they had any in the money per se, but they're pretty damn close. And they are scheduled to do only by a freaking dollar each one, though. Anywhere from 111, they go up $1 all the way up to 116, 2 to 7% out of the money. Again, I don't know. Robinhood, a lot of people are just loving Robinhood stock lately. And granted, it's been doing really, really well. So let's take a look at the pre-market. They are down 0.26%. They are at 107. Okay. All right. So again, we'll keep an eye out for that. 4 trading days to go. And yeah. So the value of this fund, it's low. It's 235 mil. The NAV is 65.44. Trade price 65.64. Okay, whatever. Synthetic bailout on paper 223. All right. 30-day IV 65%. 7-day forward IV 79. Wow, that's nice. So if you do an IV estimate, that's worth $3.32 to $4. Income estimate 69 cents. And Group C declares on September 17th. They got a ways, 22 days away. All right. SLTY and ULTY. All right. SLTY and ULTY, what are they doing? Well, no trades. So I can't go over this tab. I can look at the holdings tab and just look at ULTY, see if there's anything that sticks out. Again, they still got that BMNR. Everyone loves that one. Super volatile. They got Coinbase going on in there. Credo, very volatile. They got Reddit, 63% volatility. That's not bad. Tesla, nothing crazy, nothing too exciting. The assets under management sit at about 3.1 bill. So they slowed down a little bit. Again, that red few days kind of slowed down the hype in ULTY because, people, they're hyped up when the market's green, and it's when it's red. That's when that's the discount, right? Per se. But I guess the hype train slowed down a little bit, and it's going to stay in the $3 billion range for a little bit. I'm not seeing that it's going down. It's okay. It's kind of staying a little flat. But anyway, the average IV on ULTY funds is 74% for your information. All right. What about SLTY? Let's see. What do they got here? Again, they got, they got different funds. Oh, Abercrombie. I did next time I go live, I'll sing the song. but I did get the lyrics, and we will sing the Abercrombie and Fitch song, Summer Girls, that is. All right, by I think LFO. Great song. It's a fun song. It's a summer song. Anyway, you got Lululemon, your favorite bougie ass store, right? What else? Dell. Yeah, screw Dell, right? Anyway, their computers are weak sauce. Bill Holdings. The hell is that? No idea. Manga. I don't know, man. Am I supposed to know these companies? I don't. Sorry. Anyway, the value of this fund is 6.1 mil. The 30-day I have is 71%. What are they going to pay? What is SLTY going to pay? I don't think they're going to pay crap this week because they just freaking launched. Is Ulti going to pay 10 cents? I don't know. I don't think so, man. I don't think they should, to be honest. All right. Anyway, that's the coverage on YieldMax. So now what we'll do is we'll talk about my options trades. All right. Because it's all about me now. This is the time. This is the time to talk about my trades, as if you cared. All right. So anyway, what's going on? I got Misty here. Cover calls. They expire Friday. $18 strike, $19 strike. Misty current price is $16.93. It has to go above the 18 or the 19 typically for me to get assigned. As of right now, these look to be safe. I was going to close these out yesterday for 2 cents. Actually, no, I was willing to pay 3 cents, but it would not go through. So I said, you know what? Screw you too. And that's the problem with not having a liquid options chain. You know, you couldn't get a freaking seller for that, you know, because I was the buyer at that point. I'm doing a buy to close, and it just wouldn't connect. I was paying, you know, a fraction over, you know, the bid, but whatever, man, whatever. Anyway, or the ask. But yeah, these are going to stay open. And again, I still got ex-dividend date on the Thursday, so it's going to drop by at least $1 or whatever they're paying. So these are probably not getting assigned. But like I said, I'm okay with the result either way. And as long as you're okay with the result either way, when you're trading options, then you're good, man. You're good. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. All right, what about TSLL? They were green yesterday, and I'm happy they were because, again, I did have 200 shares uncovered. So I did sell one contract, which is 100 shares. And I sold a call. I chose the next date out. Again, I'm grouping these date in the future. I'm typically going now about 1 month out. So I sold a call 1 month out, 32 days out, to September 26th. Again, TSLL, it was priced at $13.26. So I chose a strike at $18. That's 35% out of the money. Why? Again, because I don't necessarily want these to get assigned because my cost basis on these funds is 1621. However, again, they go out with each other. So the lowest cost basis going out next is 16, then 17, then 18, as high as 22. So I do have to keep that in mind. So I'm trying to get, again, keeping in number, I'll stop at 22. Like if TSLL goes up to 22, I could sell at the money calls, no problem. But right now, I'm just going to be a little safer on the strike side because I do want to capture the most upside potential that I can on the capital. All right, because in the end, when this wheel's over, I want to have a decent profit overall, and I will. But again, this is why I'm playing it safe and having it way out of the money, 35% out of the money, which, by the way, is a 0.18 delta, which is under the 0.2. You know, 0.2 is always the reference that, you know, most options traders use as quote unquote safe. But everyone, you know, the definition of safe is different for everyone too. All right. So anyway, premium per share, how much did I make? 35 cents. All right. Which comes to about $35 total, minus, of course, you know, there are fees when you trade options. So there is a commission, which honestly, I'm trying to get lowered at my brokerage right now. I'll keep you updated when they finally get back to me. It's been a while. It's been a few weeks now. I simply went into the message and I said, can you please lower my rate? And they said, I'll get back to you. And we'll see what they say, man. We'll see what they say. I know a lot of people hate the weird voices. Like, can you just be professional? I'm like, I really can't. I can to an extent. Obviously, I am on the interviews for the most part. You know, again, it's just this, you know, it's just some people are just not, you know, not normal, right? Anyway, what do we got? Annualized here, 30%. Although, what is normal, right? What is the definition of normal? Normal is boring, if you ask me. The annualized here is 30%. Is that good enough? That's okay. It's okay. Again, it was a pretty conservative trade in my eyes, so I'm okay with it. All right. So again, we have now 700 shares still, 600 with covered calls, 100 without. So if TSLL is green today, I will sell another covered call with the same expiration date. I'll still choose a 926. And if I can, I'll choose a $19 strike price. That's preferred. Again, you guys know I like to scatter things out. So, but if it's not worth it, then I won't do it, right? I won't do it. But again, I'll keep an eye on that and update you guys tomorrow. What else? What else we got here? So how much did I make so far for the week? 35 bucks. I know, whoopee-doo, right? All right, TNA, how you doing? TNA was a little different yesterday. They were red, all right? They were red, and that's okay. Because you know why? Look, I can't sell covered calls. All 300 shares, they have covered calls in them. So the fact that TNA was red, beautiful. Honestly, perfect. Wasn't that red, but still red enough. It was at 41.25, which is still expensive. So I sold a put, and I went out to the next expiration that did not have a trade, and that's on TNA. It's 912. All right, I don't have as many as TSLL because this one's a little more expensive to trade on. But I sold a put at 35 bucks. All right, 15% out of the money. All right, 0.1 delta. Again, 0.1 delta. Why? Again, this is an index. Although it's triple leverage, it's still an index. So it's a, considered quote unquote safe trade. Maybe. I don't know. Again, why did I choose a 35? Because look at this, guys. My cost basis overall, $35.46. I am not selling the put right now for above my cost basis because I don't want to get assigned and then raise my cost basis on the current wheel. Some may not care, but me, mentally, nah. I want anything lower than my cost basis. So I did choose a strike price pretty damn low, 35 bucks. And if it gets assigned, fine. I'll gladly lower my cost basis. It won't lower a lot, but it'll lower enough, and I'll be fine with it. All right. So anyway, I collected 41 cents per share, or $41 for this trade, and again, I had to shell out $3,500 because I chose a $35 strike. 35 times 100 shares is 3,500. That simply goes into the pending puts bucket. It goes from my cash, my available cash, into a bucket called pending puts. Which they hold it until this contract either expires, gets assigned, or I close it early, right? So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is a 23% annualized yield, by the way. So, which again, it's not big money, but I don't have to make too much money because there's 5 pay weeks in August. And again, I'm sticking to my goals, which for me, it's working. It's working. And I'll show you the goals in a second. So I made $41 for the week so far on TNA Dynamite. All right. We are in the final week of August. Again, I'm under the assumption, Misty, Misty's paying twice, which is why my goal for this month is much easier. And we have 5 weeks, 5 pays. So luck of the draw. And if this is under the guesstimate that Misty is paying $1 flat. So that being said, the weekly goal is 224. I only have to make 224 per week to meet my goal. And you could see, looking at the surplus here, if I add up everything, I'm already good. I'm good. I met my goal overall for the 5 weeks by a surplus of 794. But I'm not going to stop. I'm always going to trade if I can. So I made 76 bucks this week so far. Technically, I have to make 148 more to meet the weekly goal. And I'll still try to meet it, even though I don't have to based on the other weeks. So hopefully that makes sense. And what is my goal based on? It's simply based on a 50% yield on flat capital appreciation month to month. All right. That's basically it. All right. So now I want to show you, these are the open positions for the rest of the, oh, wow. See, look how many contracts I have on TSLL versus TNA. And then TNA, I love TNA. Who do I love more? I don't know. TSLL I love more, because they're cheap. They're cheap and so volatile, and the premiums are absolutely amazing. However, they do have that single stock risk, and that is always a danger. Again, Elon could do something crazy, and then the stock could tank, and then I'm screwed. But if you look at TNA, yes, it's triple leverage, but Russell 2000. I mean, that's a lot of companies that have to like take a crap. So, for TNA to tank, it has to be an overall market sentiment, which means everything's going to get down anyway, right? But so like, if they decide, oh, we're not cutting rates when the time comes, obviously, yeah, small cap will, dippity do that. But look at these, man. Look at these two covered calls. They're still hanging in there. 15 and 18% in the money. Are these in danger? Yes. Do they expire this Friday? Oh, I better check that. Holy crap. I'm laughing here. I'm like, my dumb ass don't even realize they're about to be assigned. Oh my God. Yeah, I should have rolled these already. All right, so I have a 33 and a 34. Crap, they expire this Friday. I need to roll these, or else they're gonna get assigned. All right, I'll try to roll them today, and I'll roll them into probably the 9/12 expiration. Fill that slot up, and then we'll call it a day. If not, I'll go out further. I can go out another week, maybe the 19th or something. But wow, I better hurry. They may have been assigned. I don't know, but I'll have to check. But yeah, that's why I haven't been assigned, because I've been rolling these early, typically the week before. So I did forget about these. So I'll try to roll these today. And again, I'll roll them like 3-4 weeks out, and then they won't be as in danger, in being assigned. And I'm only going to roll them if I can get a decent credit. If I can't get a decent credit, then you know what? I'm going to be like, peace out. All right. But the problem is a $33 and a $34 sale. They'll go into here and they'll sell off the 40 and the 41. Obviously, 1-to-1, that's a capital loss. So that'll be reflected here, which again, I'm expecting it's going to happen at some point, but I'm going to make as much premium on those shares on the way out as long as I can. I hope that makes sense to you guys. If it doesn't, let me know. But yeah, I'm milking the cow. Let's just say that I'm milking the cow for everything the cow's worth, and on its way out. But again, I have to roll them soon, today or tomorrow. I got to do it today if I can. But maybe I'll run when I'm in the crapper later or at lunchtime. But anyway, let's look at our balances. Currently, again, this is my options trading account. I have $54,000. I know it's not a lot, but it is what it is. I can't really put new money in. I'm trying to put at least $250 a month at the moment. Available cash is $25,000. So I'm holding about 46% cash. However, 12,900 of that is on pending puts. All right. So you do have to keep that in mind. So really, technically, I'm only holding 12,000 actual cash. All right. Which is 22% of the fund. I still like this number. I do like this number of actual cash. Now, withdrawable margin, again, this is the number that I use for margin because I withdraw. I have $1,300 coming out of this account every single month on the first. Why? To go to the mortgage. My brokerage accounts pay my bills. My job doesn't pay my bills. My brokerage account pay my bills. This account pays the mortgage. My other account, the dividend car account, pays pretty much every bill. At least that lets me automate, right? Of course, like property taxes, things like that. The town is so old school, I can't automate it. Like, I got to send them a freaking check. Are you kidding me? So, I mean, I think they let you pay online, but there's like this ridiculous fee. But regardless, I can't automate. Once I can automate every single payment, the brokerage account will pay every single payment. And I know people love those videos, and I do need to do a deeper dive in that. And I will one day. But anyway, so that's it on the withdrawable margin. Trading margin, this is if I didn't use this account to pay bills, this is how much I could actually use. $82,000. That's insane. Insane. And I know there's mixed thoughts on margin. My thought is, again, not financial advice, but again, I'm trading options. My thought is, even though I'm not going to use it and don't plan on using it, I want it available. I call it the safety net, right? It's basically like a line of credit, right? Or like, you know how you set up something on your checking account and you always set up like a backup, like, okay, if I overdraw my account, it'll pull from the savings or it'll pull from a credit card. I don't know if you guys have that. Maybe just us broke asses do, but I always had that set because yeah, you never know. I don't keep much of, the freaking checking. Not saying, it's by choice, but it's just something you have available. So if I dive too deep into the actual cash and I go over and I start using the margin, then the margin saves you, right? And then, okay, if I'm using margin, then I know, all right, I got to be a little safer on my trades now going forward. But also the margin is there. Like if there's a massive dip, 1 day dip, 2 day dip, 1 week dip, 1 month dip, the margin is there for me to use to capitalize and make money on that dip. I'm not saying that's smart to do, but I'm just saying that's how I play it. And I think it's been working so far, so good. I'm getting a little better each day at options. I'm learning each day. I still make stupid ass mistakes all the time, but that's how I learn. All right. And sometimes there's some things I need to learn like 50 times to get it in my big head. See this big head? Well, you can't see it, but it's a gigantic head. And sometimes it's too stubborn to learn. So I need to lose enough money, to make it deep down enough to make me realize, all right, you dumbass, come on, Cletus. All right, so that's it. It's 5:50. I got to get my ass moving, get ready for work. So I think we should end it, right? So again, let's hope this is recording. It's showing green dots. I'm assuming it's recording. So, all right, guys. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So I hope you had fun. I really do. I hope you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow. Hopefully we have trades tomorrow, but yes, tomorrow will be another garage video. Some people do like the garage videos anyway. So I do like doing them on occasion because again, then it's done, right? Then it's done. Then you get a little break before actual work. But yeah, man, thank you all for watching. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have questions or concerns, also please leave feedback on number one, is there something that you don't understand on the YieldMax trades that I need to dive into a little further? Number two, are you enjoying the morning show with Rod, right? And number three, just in general, like what am I missing? Am I doing too much? Am I doing not enough? Feedback is always welcome. Again, I always listen to you guys and gals. So your feedback is always welcome. All right, outside of that, I got nothing. So I'm just going to end it here. So what does that mean? It's keyword time. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you got to say the keyword. What is the freaking keyword? I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just don't know. How about no trades? All right, there you go. Simple day. No trades. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it to myself and everyone else in the community, you got to type in the comments, no trades or no freaking trades. Because as you know, YieldMax trades were not posted yesterday and still are not. Still are not. So let me know when you see them posted today. It would be greatly appreciated, by the way. You can tag me in the Discord. All right, guys. I'm out of here for real. I got to drive my ass to work, about an hour commute. Am I doing a commute video? Probably not. I don't really have the energy to, but you never know, man. You never know. Things may change. Something may come up. And I'm like, oh, I want to bitch about that, right? But anyway, I'm out of here. Again, thank you for watching. You all are appreciated. All right. I'm out of here. Have a good one. Bye, Roddy the Cricket.